Hi, I'm Nick T from the Nickscast. With me is Nick G.
It's me. I'm Nick G from the Nickscast.
We are wrapping up a CostumeCon 35. This is our first time ever being to any of the CostumeCons. We've obviously been to Anime North, Con Bravo, and a variety of other cons in southwestern Ontario. G, what were your thoughts on coming to CostumeCon for the first time, especially as somebody who is not a costumer?
I wasn't sure what to expect. I was expecting to get a lot of information, and I was expecting to see a lot of good costumes. And I got both of those things. As I mentioned before, everything stops with the Masquerade, so I knew I was going to go to the Masquerade, see everybody's skits, see everybody's costumes. But it was cool to go to the stage presentation panel in order to contextualize all of the skits that we saw.
I mean, we could have gone to a Masquerade and just had no idea how people come up with that or what the crux of it all is, but having that conversation with Steph, I forget what her handle is, but we do have an interview with her that we will be posting on this channel. It's probably already up. You can probably already see that. I'll link to it. It's probably between our two faces. Look at it. It's right here. It's right here.
Aren't they removing those links?
They have cards now.
Okay.
Whatever. I'll link to it so you can find out what the heck I am talking about. But that was really helpful in contextualizing like the difficulties of the Masquerade and trying to convey an idea and why you should stick with comedy and things like that.
Yeah. And kind of all the programming besides the Masquerade kind of feeds into that, because the Masquerade is like the summit of everything, of like, you know, your stitching, you're working with plastics, your presentation, all of that is just up there for a minute at the Masquerade, all in on one little thing combined. So it's interesting to see like the different threads come together. So like as a non-costumer, it's just like I'm taking it from a fanthropological perspective, as an outsider. So that was neat to see. How about you?
So I did costume a little bit, and I do costume a little bit, not nearly as much as any of our compatriots, Chloe or Lulu. Lulu was, I'm going to put this on here because I can. Lulu was quite fortunate. She participated in the Masquerade last night and actually won. She got, what was it, most energetic?
Yeah.
Which is a very interesting award, but I like, congratulations to Lulu Rush Cosplay for winning that award and to many other people who won awards. Coming back to your question, though, as somebody who costumes a little bit more, I was dressed up as Luca yesterday. I thought it was informative. I typically take a tack going to conventions where I go to a lot of panels. This time, the panels are very, very tightly focused on costuming. So if you're not interested in costuming, it's kind of like, well, whatever. But fortunately, there were things on 3D printing and etching and just cosplaying on a budget. And there were things that I didn't know that I decided to attend, and that was good. If I was to come back and they had the exact same panels, I'm not sure if I would have gotten the same value out of it because it's a lot of the same content. If I wanted to get into historical costuming, there would have been so much that
you could have filled your entire day.
I could have filled my entire day with that. So I was mostly impressed with how things had gone.
Okay. The other thing too is this con goes on to Monday. And neither of us are staying for Monday, and there is some programming then as well. So like if I had the opportunity to see panels that we weren't around for, that would be interesting too. But yeah, it's all tightly focused. If you want to learn about costuming, you'll be a much wiser person by the end of the weekend.
Yeah, and you'll see some pretty amazing costumes.
Oh my goodness, yeah, you will.
So one thing we're going to try to do is, we're going out to all these cons, and you're like, who cares? I mean, I hope you're not. I hope you're actually like, this is awesome. Keep showing us all this con. You're probably like, this is awesome. I hope you keep showing us all this interesting content from conventions. But question that you might be interested in knowing the answer to is, why should I come to CostumeCon?
I feel like I just said it, but if you were at all interested in costuming, and maybe a little bit into why people costume, CostumeCon is the thing for you. If you just like the spectacle of seeing all these crazy costumes or seeing skits featuring both original designs and your favorite characters from culture, or have a real historical interest in costuming or history in general via costuming. I learned a lot at the panel about just 18th century fashion terminology. There's a lot of history embedded in that, because I believe it started as a historical costuming event, and then cosplay kind of got rolled into it. if you are very good at cosplay and would like to either become better or show everybody how good you are, this is the perfect convention to go to. If you are any level on the scale of cosplayer, you will benefit from coming here.
Okay. I am not going to answer that question because I don't think I can add anything to that answer.
You want to just say the same words that I did?
Yes. These are the exact words that G said. My mouth is moving. I'm just going to edit that. No. I'm not doing that at all. Yeah, basically, if you like costuming, you should come to one of the costume cons. One thing that we didn't mention that I might have been covered in one of the interviews that we had this weekend, if you aren't interested in going to CostumeCon because it's not in Mississauga, which is where we're at right now, it will probably come to your part of the world given enough time. For example,
part of North America.
Yeah, if you're part of, yeah. But there are other costume, whatever.
Yeah.
Next year, for example, will be in San Diego.
Yep.
And then following that, it is in
Massachusetts.
Yeah, I was going to say Boston, but not.
It's near Boston. It's not.
It's near
actually.
Salem. Yeah. So if you like costuming, you should check out CostumeCon. And I would say, like, it's a very terse description, but if you're interested, why should you come to CostumeCon? Because you like costumes. Similarly,
it's as simple as that.
Similarly, asking the other question, why not come to CostumeCon? Because, I don't know, you've got a budget. We don't. I don't. G does. Why not go to CostumeCon? I'm going to answer my own question.
Yeah, go ahead.
And that is, you don't like you don't like costumes. No, but I'm not even kidding.
No.
So as an example, going to different cons, it's like, oh, okay, it's 7 o'clock at night. The Masquerade's going on right now. What else is going on at the con? The answer is at CostumeCon, nothing. If you are not interested in the Masquerade, then there was nothing going on in particular. Actually, pretty much everything closes down. The dealer's room also closes down because so many people are here to be in costume, to show off their costumes. And if that's not what you're interested in, there's just not any additional programming for you. The first night we came to there was a social event, but even then, if you weren't interested in that was it.
There's no like dance or anything like that. It's just like the Masquerade is the thing. As we said earlier, all programming stops for the Masquerade. If you're a panelist, you probably have some costumes that you want to show off. If you're attending a panel, it's likely you have a costume you want to show off. So they removed that barrier, and yeah, the focus is on the Masquerades. And there's nothing after the Masquerades because there couldn't be.
I mean, G, before we close off here at CostumeCon 35, what are your final thoughts on the con?
I'm glad that I came. I learned a lot. A lot of people know each other here already. I don't know if it's from the previous CostumeCon because it moves around a lot, and I don't think everyone's got the money to follow it as it travels around North America. But it was interesting to it felt different because it's so focused on costuming, and so everyone has more in common with each other at the con. And so as a non-costumer, it was neat to see that and to see what people care about and what people talk to each other about, and the different ways you can celebrate costuming continually. So it was nice to see that. That being said, I don't know if I'd come again.
I think it'd be a little bit different if we were to go to, say, Salem or San Diego, or San Diego in particular, because it's in western U.S. There's a lot of people on that coast. My final thoughts are, if you wanted to join a community of costuming people, if you wanted to really get into that, CostumeCon seems like a great opportunity to do that. In as much as we may have had some criticisms of how the Masquerade was run, it was very much indicative that this is a really tight-knit community, not necessarily around CostumeCon, but around costumers in southwestern Ontario. There were people who have obviously been like, I remember that from Anime North. I remember that from this CostumeCon. I know who that cosplayer is. Things that you and I may not know, but these people definitely do. And they got into that by some means, and I'm assuming it's events like this. So my final thought is just, if you want to join a really cool costuming community, go to one of these costume cons, because it is dedicated to that, and you will find what you are looking for. With that, thank you everyone for watching. If you like this, you can subscribe to our other videos on YouTube. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Nickscast, which is just below, and watch some of our other videos. Yep. And thank you for watching. Bye.
Goodbye. Just checking my hair. It's Sunday, you guys. It's Sunday on a con. It's goofy time.
It's goofy time. So, not recording anything
not
with that.
going into that.
Okay. Footage is we got.
It
so
doesn't
much.
matter. Footage is not a precious resource.
No, battery is.
Battery is a very precious
Oh my
resource.
goodness.